Welcome to the Alternative Products Podcast, the ultimate hub for counterculture enthusiasts and innovators. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the world of alternative products together.
All right, Dustin, how are you? How's the expo going so far?
It's going well. It's going well. Beautiful weather, beautiful people.
Yeah.
We're excited to be here.
Are you based in Florida?
North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a number of accounts down here, some big stores, some chains that we service down in this area. Plus, we work with the My Healthy Florida, which is the Florida lobbying group that's trying to prevent this ban from happening.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit more about the ban, maybe some lobbying, everything?
Yeah, so House bill that just got passed is essentially outlaw Delta 8, Delta 9, THC, everything. It'll crush the entire industry. 95% of stores, business owners, distributors, manufacturers will be out of business by October with this bill. It'll be the greatest kill bill that's ever been pushed through. It will actually remove over 70,000 jobs from the state of Florida, pretty much overnight.
What about in North Carolina?
We've got great legislation right now in North Carolina. We're sitting really pretty. They understand that doing things the right way, being ethical, being smart, allowing the hemp industry to thrive, giving the people what they want, right? If the people are buying it in the billions of dollars a year range, obviously there's a mass need for it, and North Carolina understands that, and they also get a huge reward from the tax revenue that's generated off of it. So they're very incentivized to not crush it, which is just crazy that Florida, who did $7 billion last year, we did an economic impact study through American Alternative Healthy Alliance. We found that last year alone, $6.9 billion was generated in taxable revenue just in Florida by themselves.
That's crazy.
Just insane.
That's crazy.
You can't just crush an industry like that because you don't understand it or you don't like it. It's modern day prohibition all over again.
Have you done anything to try for the bill not to pass?
Oh yeah. We've been collecting signatures all day long. We probably got 2,000 or 3,000 forms from signed patrons, from customers, vendors, business owners all across the state of Florida that are signing these petitions, and we're sending every single one to DeSantis' desk. So he'll have to review every single one of them personally. He'll have to scroll through thousands of these pages and really get to hear from the people who are very upset. They feel like they didn't even get a fair chance to get their mind evaluated. It was just, hey, we don't like this, we're done.
Yeah. And do you think the expo has been helping?
Yeah, absolutely. Stuff like this is great. You get a community of people, thousands of people into one central location, and you get sounding boards like the lobbyist organizations here that can really educate, really showcase what's going on. There's a really good community build in these settings. We really like the alternative Pro because it's a little more intimate. There's less noise. It's a good place for people to really interact and get to understand what's going on.
And is there a big community in North Carolina?
Oh yeah, absolutely. North Carolina's huge. A lot of the big brands from California, they're big. They always eye North Carolina. Little old North Carolina. It was Charlotte, Durham, Raleigh. They're just exploding. The population of Asheville is exploding. Yeah. We've got the mountains 3 hours from the center point. We've got the beach 3 hours from the center point of North Carolina. So we've really seen a lot of people flocking to North Carolina from the northern states and from the Midwest.
And Dustin, can you tell us a little bit more about your brand specifically?
Yeah, so I'm the founder of Gas Boys. We also have a distribution company, Modern Distribution. So we do co-packing, white labeling. We essentially take people's visions and turn them into reality. Our big thing is, being able to have the fastest turnaround times. We shock customers all the time with being able to take their visions, have graphic art, marketing materials, final boxes, and production ready, everything within 2-3 weeks. It's great. And then Gas Boys is our direct consumer brand. So Gas Boys is really pushing the limits on the exotic flower side. It's really high quality, live soil grown medium. it's phenomenal flower. We also do custom concentrates and pre-rolls and gummies and stuff like that.
And what's the next like innovative product that you're gonna release?
I really want to look into the pharmaceutical cannabinoid range. I think there's going to be a rescheduling in the next year or two, and I think that sooner or later you're going to be able to get Delta 8, Delta 9 at CVS and Walgreens and Kroger, Harris Teeter. So that'll be the next big push. You'll have to have that pharmaceutical quality of product. It won't be this like CMGPs. Okay, you'll have to meet that pharmaceutical level, but that opens the doors for all the big blockbuster retailers, all the big brick and mortars to get involved, and for it to be more readily available for the public. I think that's the big thing right now, is that the public is curious, and this industry only services about 20% of the U.S. population. So there's another 80% that won't try this because they're nervous because it's not at a pharmacy.
Yeah.
Right? Once their doctors can prescribe it and say, hey, Laura, you have a headache, or you have a backache, or you have, an autoimmune disease, why don't you try these cannabinoids? That's when people really turn their stigma away from what they have currently into a more open-minded, let's try this, it's regulated, it's federally, it's above board, right?
Do you think this open-mindedness has evolved, or do you think
Absolutely.
it's like...
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see it, 20 years ago, grandma would have never been smoking a joint, and now you see grandmas all over the country that are getting lit daily. It's fantastic. And I don't mean, they're just out here getting high for no reason, but, you think about the folks that are in assisted living or that don't have, the energy or the wealth, the health and well-being that they used to. They can take a lot of these products and get their life back, and get the energy back, get the focus back, or get to sleep. I mean, there's a lot of people that suffer with insomnia and stuff like that I deal with on the older clientele basis, that they just want something that makes them sleep really good.
Yeah.
And so they're that 45 to 75 professionals or retirees that are, retired from professional industries that don't want to take pills. They want something more natural. They want something right.
Exactly.
So that there has been a huge paradigm where 20 years ago, like I said, it was don't do that. It's the devil's lettuce. It was this whole like hush hush thing, and now you're really seeing it evolve into something that's widely accepted. And even if you don't consume it, people for the most part know what's going on,
For sure.
are fairly educated.
And how do you foresee the future if this bill were to pass?
It would be absolutely tragic. Essentially, DeSantis has a lot of power, political power, and esteem in the industry. In that arena, DeSantis is a very respectable name, and if other Republican governors start seeing that he's anti-hemp and anti-CBD, they'll follow suit. We'll lose red state after red state after red state. It'll just be a domino effect, and until 2 years from now, effectively it'll be an outright ban, right? Or it'll go to the Supreme Court, and it'll be battled in the Supreme Court, and that'll just, I think, really be where it has to go eventually for us to stay alive, because there's just going to be so many outside powers that are going to not want us to thrive and not let us succeed, mainly from competition standpoints. Instead of, I really wish those certain parties would understand that if we came together and all worked together and all lobbied together and all had the customer and the end consumer as the person in mind that needed this and needed us to work together, there'd be a whole lot less of this bickering and arguing and fighting and we were first and you're not and you're this and you're that. We got to drop the antics and just come together. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
And do you think the brands in this expo have been working together? Do you think they're united in this?
I think some of them are. I definitely think some of them are outliers, and I think some of them are going to have to understand what's going on. And it's easy as a business owner to get removed from politics, from news events. It's easy to get busy and sidetracked, and it's hard to donate. We donate every month to the association. We have for almost a year and a half now. We support them 110%. We put in a lot of sweat and equity into it. But there's a lot of people that just they either have bad experiences with lobbyists or with donations in general. They feel like they're just throwing their money away. They're not getting what they want. But that's not the goal, guys. Like, we're making so much. I just gave you that statistic of what Florida did. These brands, we're making lots of money, and there's plenty of it to go around. And if we're not willing to shave off a small percentage of that to donate and to help solidify this industry, then we're not doing ourselves any justice.
So you think that brands should raise more awareness?
Absolutely. I think education is the biggest lacking thing that is in this industry right now. I think there is such a lack of transparency and education in this industry, and that's part of the reason that we're getting attacked.
Yeah. Dustin, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the expo, and hopefully we'll see you in Houston and Atlanta.
You will, absolutely. Y'all come by and see us in Houston. We'll be down there.
Thank you so much, Dustin.
All right, thank you.
As the industry continues to evolve, so will we, bringing you the latest trends, innovations, and stories from the front lines. Don't forget to share this podcast with your friends, family, and industry peers to help us spread the word and continue to grow this community. Thank you for being a part of the Alternative Products Podcast.